Hi friends! So today I'm going to be reacting to your disability and chronic illness life hacks. I asked them on my Instagram, so I've got quite a few responses, so let's get started. So the first one is buying pre-chopped vegetables, and I actually do this as well because it does really help. If your hands hurt or if you've got energy problems, this can be good for so many reasons. One thing I would add to that is that I don't just buy my vegetables pre-chopped, I also buy them frozen a lot of the time. Not for everything, but I always have chopped veg in my freezer, and the reason for that is that if I'm feeling ill and I can't eat the vegetables, I don't want them to go off, whereas if they're in the freezer then they're already chopped, so you've got that benefit, and also they can wait there until you're well enough to eat it. If you have a few days where you're ill and you can't eat, then that can be helpful too. I should also add, I will probably be giving my own advice with these ones, and I'm also thinking of doing my own life hacks, so things that I do that aren't covered here. The next one, and I've seen this one comes up a lot, is using heating pads. So heat pads are really good for pain. They can also be good for cramps, so if you've got abdominal cramps it can be good to relieve some of that. Even bladder spasms, it can be good for that as well. So I don't think there's much to add to that, but for pain, cramping or spasms, heat pads can be really good for that. The next one, the person has said getting a weekly medication suspender. What did they say? Dispenser, sorry. And I think by this they mean a pill box, and actually I find that helpful as well. In my drawer here I'll have mine. So I put my pills in here once a week, and then for the rest of the week it's done and you don't have to do it. You can also have someone fill this out for you, because if you need help with medications then they only have to do it once a week, they don't have to do it multiple times a day. And for me, I'm quite forgetful with my night medications, and so having it in there is really helpful, because if I don't know whether I've taken it, I can just look in that pill box and see whether it's gone, and then that will give me my answer. This same person has also said about the NHS prepayment certificate. So that's what I use to pay for my medications. In the UK, a lot of disabilities and illnesses will make you exempt from paying for your prescriptions. But if you're not exempt and you just have a lot of prescriptions, you can buy this prepayment certificate. So it's about £100 for a year. I'll have the price on the screen, the actual price. And with that, it just means that you can get as many medications as you need for that amount of money, and it will never go over that. So for me, that covers all of my medications, both repeat or just any random ones that I end up having. It also covers my catheters. So yeah, I save a lot of money by doing that. Oh, this is a good one. So somebody has said I don't fold all of my clothes. Stuff like pyjamas can be just put in a drawer. I didn't think about that. I fold my clothes and it really wears me out. Like, sometimes my clothes will stay on the drying rack for so long because I just don't have the energy to put them away. So that's actually a really good tip. Maybe I can listen to that one as well. Okay, so this person has talked about things that you can wear to make life easier. So she said compression socks, and I would add you can also get compression leggings. These are really good for POTS because I've really got brain fog at the moment. Basically your blood pools down to your lower extremities if you have POTS, and the compression helps that circulate back up. I don't have words for it right now, but it helps. An ice halo, I guess that would be good for, I mean, I'm guessing what an ice halo is. I'm thinking an ice halo is some sort of headband, cooling headband you can wear for like migraines and head pain, headaches, that sort of thing. And she's also said cozy clothes. Now, I could add to that. I didn't know if I was going to show you this, but I'm wearing pyjama bottoms and cozy socks with this lovely dress that I'm wearing. Because I've been wearing my pyjamas a lot at the moment. I think a lot of us have, when we don't have to leave the house. So if restrictive clothes do make your pain worse, then where possible, wear something else, wear something cozy. The next person has said weighted blankets are great for chronic pain. I haven't tried this myself, and I don't really know how this would work. I think it depends what type of pain you have. I know that weighted blankets are great for anxiety and sleep, and weighted blankets can be like deep pressure therapy, and I more commonly know this for things like sleep problems and anxiety and having a calming effect, but I don't know about how it would affect pain. But maybe this is jumping out to you and you're like, oh yeah, for my type of pain that would work. So yeah, I guess that one depends on the person. The next one is leaning against counters while standing, as it can take some of the strain off of your back. So yeah, that's a really good one. And also just energy in general, and if you have POTS, leaning back a bit can make you slightly less upright, so that one can be good for several reasons. Another thing that I used to do is if there was a wall, we were just standing against a wall, you can sort of put your back against the wall and have your legs at an angle, and you use the wall to sort of sit, so you sort of create like a chair sort of situation. I mean, I wasn't sat in like a squat position, I didn't look like an actual chair, it was more like back against the wall and legs sort of at a slight angle like that, and that's what I used to do. And the next two people have talked about finding ways to make it more fun. So an example they gave, which I can attest to this, is using like fun colours for your pillbox, or just whatever you have, you can make it more interesting. My friend uses walking sticks and hers are absolutely gorgeous. I'll have to ask if I can put up a photo, but I'll show you here. Her walking sticks look so cool that I feel like you'd want to wear them, and she coordinates them to her outfit. And so if you can find a way like that to make things more fun or more aesthetically pleasing to you, then that can be really helpful. For example, I put this pink bag on my wheelchair and it makes my wheelchair feel more like it's made for me, if that makes sense. It's got a bit of my, not my personality, but my taste, because I picked that backpack and this is in my style, so like it sort of goes with me better. Another one is getting deliveries. So especially for things like food, this can be so helpful, like groceries. I used to go in my wheelchair food shopping, and that used to knock me out for the rest of the day. And also I would be really ill on the way home, or even at the end of the trip. It would just be so exhausting for me, and it would make me so dizzy and I'd feel sick, and it was just really bad. So now I just sit up in bed with my legs up and I go on Asda. You know how a food delivery works, and I just go and find everything, and it's all at the tap of a button, and that's all you have to do. You don't have to leave your house, and then also it just comes straight to your door. And yeah, that one is really helpful. I've got another tip to add for that, so I'll talk about that in my life hacks video that's coming up. Someone has said about using heat balms for pain. So I have heard of these, I can't think of the name right now. Because it's a reaction thing, I haven't seen these before and I haven't been able to research. Deep heat, I think is what it's called. You can get heat pad type things that you can stick on, and also, like they said, like creams and balms and things, and that can be really good. I actually should probably try it. I've been having a lot of problems with my legs and my knees at the moment, so yeah, I'll look into that one as well. Thank you whoever said that. And also, of course, thank you to everyone, because this has been so helpful. Cooking in bulk is another one that's just come up, and I attest to this. This one is so helpful. If you can cook things that can be put in the fridge or even the freezer, that's really helpful, because you only have to cook once. I find that especially if you're using pre-chopped vegetables, it doesn't matter whether you're putting in 1 tin of chopped tomatoes or 4. Like, it's not, I mean, it does make a difference. It is slightly more work, but I find I would rather spend a couple minutes extra making one meal that lasts me like 7 days if I make 7 batches of it, than to cook 7 times individually. Like, that's just so much easier for me, and I know it would be for a lot of people. Someone has mentioned something that is really great, but I've got a whole separate video planned for that, so I've got that coming out. So if that's you and you're thinking, why haven't I answered yours or mentioned your hack, it's because it's so good that I had already planned to do a video on it, so it's coming up. A lot of people have said to do things sitting down, and yes, this is a really good tip. There's a lot of things that we associate with standing. I mean, I don't do this one anyway, but ironing clothes, for example, you always see the person standing up at the iron ironing board. Why not lower it and get a seat? Or if you're cooking, just grab a kitchen chair. So whatever you can do sitting down, do, especially if it's going to help. Okay, so they were all of the chronic illness and disability life hacks. I hope at least something in there was helpful for you. I definitely am going to take a couple of things away. The ones that I think could help me are the heat relief, or heat, I don't know what you call it, the heat balm cream thing, and also not worrying about folding everything, because that's a really good point. So I hope you got something out of this too. If you did, let me know which one you're going to be using. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!